All right. Looks like we got it going. All right. Not as early as I would have liked, but hey, we are here. Let's see here. Gotta move stuff around. One of these days I'll get this to where I'm set up before I ever start. That's gonna be the nice ones. All right. Let's see how this one looks. Get to YouTube. Channel. Boom. Well, good morning. Trying to get this pulled up on my other phone here so I can view chat. Why won't it open? Why is it doing that? Alright, hold on now. I gotta switch accounts here real quick. It's not pulling it up on my Grumpy account off my phone. It's showing it on my other account though. Ooh, turn this down. Alright, there we go. Good morning, Matthew. How you doing today? Alright, let me set that right there. I gotta figure that out. The other day when I got into it, I had my chat and everything pulled up on my normal account, which gave me access to the moderator stuff and all that mess on my phone that I wasn't using for a camera. I wonder why it won't show it now though. You gotta love technology, right? Okay. I didn't think I was gonna do a live today. We had the grandkids stay the night with us last night, and we split off into 2 rooms when we do that, and we take turns. They alternate who stays with who in each bed each time, and so I got one that sleeps in the bedroom with me, one that sleeps in the other bedroom with grandma, with Mimi, and so we didn't want to. I didn't want to wake nobody up with my alarm clock, so I didn't set an alarm. But hey, Mother Nature says it's time to wake up. I woke up about 5:30, so it's just taking me a few minutes to get my coffee and get everything kind of set up. So I don't know if I'm gonna do cedar, crepe myrtle, piece of the exotic wood that I got. I'm not sure yet. Probably do some crepe myrtle to start off with. I like the way it turns. It'll be a good piece to wake up to. But these were some of the later pieces. Don't fall. Got the monster coffee on top of the lathe. It needs to stay right there. This was a piece of cherry, I do believe. I haven't went outside with it yet to see how it acts in the light, but it's got some nice green color and stuff to it. I like that. And then of course this was a piece of the crepe myrtle that we did before already. Won't be long. I'm gonna be playing with my setups here. I'm waiting for some equipment. Um, I did order a microphone. It's not the headset that I want to get yet. That's a little more expensive, so I'm gonna hold off for that. But I do need the microphone part for, I guess, doing the lives outside. That'll help. So I ordered that, and then I got to looking on it. I can connect that microphone to a computer. I had to get a little adapter to go with it though. But anyway, I'll be able to have a dedicated sound source that'll help out more with OBS. And then I got my cameras my phones that'll be set up better. And they got a new setup on there to stream with where it'll shoot out a vertical and a horizontal at the same time without having to have separate streams. But you gotta run through something like OBS or something to do that. So once I get my little mic and everything set up and got that going, then hopefully I'll be able to have dual streams running. And this part I like vertical, but I also like, horizontal, but I like that vertical because it just puts you out there to more people. Hey, good morning, Delan. But it puts you out there more. But when I go into my box to tie and work on everything in there, I do not like that setup being vertical because it's just, I'm fighting on which way to hold my stuff to show y'all in the camera. I'd much rather that be a horizontal feed. So yeah, I can't wait to try to do that. And then, like I said, I've been playing with the OBS on the side where I can, hit the button to switch cameras back and forth. And I only have 2 views going right now, so it'll be this view, hit the button, and it jumps you into the box. But yeah, my main thing is being able to be horizontal in there. Oh, and the monster cup of coffee is tasting right. Kids do a fundraiser. I think we'll do a Cedar clip and then go into I don't know what I want to do this morning, But we our grandkids do a fundraiser for the school where they sell little candies, all that kind of crazy stuff. I always get a pecan coffee mix. It's the Drowsy Poet Southern pecan. It's pretty good. I only get it about once a year because of the fundraisers. Alright, let's see, I'm just lost, y'all. I think I'm gonna do, yeah, we're gonna do it. I done said it, we're doing it. Crepe myrtle. Start with a piece of crepe myrtle. Oh, I hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. I don't have no centers marked on this. The wood's not quite perfect in shape, so I just get it in there, eyeball it, see how it spins. If it's close to true, that ain't bad right there. Delaying your show with Wowie the other day, it wasn't that bad. I watched it. It was followable. It was glitchy for a little bit, but it wasn't so bad that you couldn't keep up with the conversations. And then it cleared up real good towards the end. What about midway towards the end, I guess, is when it got real clear. It cleared up and you didn't really notice it cleared up, and it's like all of a sudden, hey, it's not jumping no more. But that was a good live. Like I said, I missed it. I had my event where I went and did that stuff for the dispensary and this stuff. So I was wore slap out, come home and was eating. And about the time I remember, it's like, oh no, I run out here and turned everything on and y'all was done. And I was like, daggum it. But I did go back and, like I said, rewatch the replay. Yeah, it was a pretty good show. Wow, he's a good guy. Awesome guy. His energy is just it's infectious. I wish I could be as open going and stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that bad, like I said on the replay. Let's see here. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I might try to do this guy into a little snowman. We'll see. Oh, I am sore. when I got to keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. Cause we're doing the grand opening on the 22nd for that dispensary too, and that's gonna be fun right there. They're supposed to have some food trucks up there, a few more vendors up there. Supposed to be a lot more activity and attention and whatnot going on, I guess. We'll see though. Alright, babble. Got my dust mask cleaned out here. Make sure there ain't nothing in there. Cause it's baby spider time too, y'all. You gotta look out for them little baby spiders creeping around. Alright. And I'm getting more comfortable with these lives. I'm still nervous. There's still gonna be haters and stuff out there, I'm sure. But I'm not shaking no more. I'm not gonna lie. The first few lives I did, my butt was sitting there. I was a nervous wreck, shaking. I'm still a nervous wreck because I get tongue tied and twist my words up and sound goofy all the dang time. But you know, it's just grumpy. Shoot, Zed, I'm running late. Good morning. Thank you for stopping by. I normally try to start at about 5:30 a.m. Central Time. Just sneak up. That's it. You know, you could listen in one of my lives the other day. Y'all couldn't see it. It was off to the left of me. I had a little one that come down. I guess he come off the ceiling and was creeping down on his little web, but he was right beside my sideboard of my lathe. I said, "Oh, little spider, got you." Yeah, they're everywhere. And then I'm out in my garage, you know, so I'm in their habitat out here. But they keep all the other little bugs and stuff down too. So, you know, spiders are good, but they're not. As long as they don't mess with me, they all right. Hey, good morning, Runic. Oh, all right. Babble. Let's go. Here I go. Let's see how long we can go before one of the little grandkids come walking out and saying, "Grumpy, what you doing?" Alright, here we go. Ooh, too close. Can't get my finger in there like I like to add the butter. Ooh, look at that. Hey, Runic, I ordered my first set of bushings yesterday. I'll be able to do the little chapstick holder here soon. It's not. No, I just thought about that in the chat. I saw where you said lock it down. If you talking about it from stopping right here, I don't use the jaw chuck too much or something that's gonna grab. I like it to be able to stop if I get too heavy. I get a little heavy-handed sometimes, and so I'd rather it stop than catch and throw my tool. But it's locked down as tight as it. When it stalls, I'll tighten this up eventually, and I'll get my rhythm to where it's not stalling on me like that. But I said that I just ordered my first set of bushings. I got those little chapstick kits that Miss Francis had sent to me, and I didn't have no bushings or nothing to do that. And I got the mandrel. I got that last week, and then I finally ordered some more stuff the other day, and I put the little set of bushings for that in there. So that'll be one of my first pieces that I get to do with that kit. All right, getting back at it. There we go. Hey, good morning, Basil. Hey, good morning, Tim. Got it chewed up on the ends though. I just got to get the rest of the bark off. color in that crepe myrtle. It's just neat. And then I like the color in that crepe myrtle, and then the way it cleans up so easy. If I had some traditional tools, I could just imagine what it'd be looking like. It might be a snowman if I didn't mess it up already. This is dull. I don't. Let me do this. I've been needing to daggum sharpen these things for a minute now. So let me at least try to rotate this tip. It is dull. I don't want to break out the round one. The round one's a lot sharper and it's less contact surface space, so it cuts faster and all, but if you're not careful, you'll get more tool marks and stuff in there. Try not to drop this little old screw. There we go. I just loosen it enough to be able to get it to roll around without taking it all the way out. And then this one, the daggum tip right there is starting to strip. I got to use a different one. Alright, I hope everybody's having an awesome morning. I know it's early, so most people's like, there ain't nothing awesome about it. But if you're an early bird, then hey, I hope you're having an awesome morning. They say, may your coffee be strong. I know mine is. Oh, and it's still too daggum hot to drink almost. Alright, I hope everybody's doing great. I know I said that a million times already, but there you go, that's just me. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, do all that good stuff, show Grumpy a little bit of love. Ooh, we're going to drop our tool. We don't want to do that. Get me a little bit of that herbal medication. Alright, let's get at it. Let's see what we got. Uh-oh. What's everyone got planned? I'm going to play out here as long as I can until the grandkids wake up. Once the grandkids wake up, Grumpy's about done in the shop. And then they probably won't leave till about 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, somewhere in there. But, alright, let me get back to it. Again, okay, I'm going to try to make him into a snowman. Yeah, I'm going to take a lot of material down right here because I'm going to bring the top portion down a little bit more, try to make it, proportional. The first one I did was a little too long. Almost looked like the Planter Peanut guy. I mean, it's a snowman, but, like I said, he almost looks like Mr. Peanut. Put a little spectacle on there and give him some little arms and stuff, and then change that flow a little bit, and we got Mr. Peanut. Alright, let's see. And then, I am not no professional turner, I just wing it, so this was junk I did last year, some of what I had left, the kids took the rest of them home, but, yeah, we gonna get at it. Oh, let's see, I know it, right? Cedar is just like, it's beautiful. I love Cedar. Trinity hearts. Oh yeah, Tim, them hearts are awesome. I like the way the Mr. Roy's got with his spoons and all on there, and then yep, those are cool. I'm gonna get into doing that one of these days, but I'll do that, I guess, when I actually slow down and sit down a little bit more. I still got to get some power carving done. I got to jump on the Watcher challenge. Like I said, I procrastinate. I got 1,000,001 ideas in my head. I just ain't got a daggum first one of them on the wood yet. But alright, that's like delaying with your challenge, that heart challenge. I started on it with one of my clips. I was going to make one of my roach clips into have a heart on the end of it and everything. It was not looking like a heart, and once I saw what I saw, I couldn't unsee it, so I did not finish it. And then that's when I went to that relief carving and did that. I didn't finish that. I think I was painting and finishing that the 19th. I mean, right up to the deadline. But yeah, that's just how I go. If it's like I work better under that little bit of pressure or something. I'll put it off. I'm like, daggum it, I gotta have that done tomorrow, and just freaking go crazy working on it, and then it'd be done. Oh goodness. That's got to be stressful in itself. That's a big project right there. I don't like getting into the big stuff much anymore. I get overwhelmed too damn easy. That's like that whole dispensary thing. That was really overwhelming, but it's turning out to be positive. So, all right, quit babbling and get back at it. Y'all enjoy. Get my glasses I need to see. Ooh, oh, here we go. Heck yeah, that'll be cool. Y'all doing that today? What time? 10 a.m. Alright, Eastern, so that'll be about 9 o'clock here. Alright. That's what I like about YouTube, is being able to catch them replays. It's not as fun as catching the live and getting in that chat, but at least you get to still watch it. Down here and turn that little heater on. That means you're going to slowly
See, there's a few beats there. Hey, good morning, Ramsey. I'm doing great. I hope you had a good day. That's just not cutting down fast enough. A little bit more, and then I'll taper it back in and get the round done. I just needed that smaller. It was the same size. Hey, good morning, Bones. Let's take this down a little bit more. Coffee, yes sir. I need some more coffee. I'm almost there. Good morning, Alan. I think the hat needs to be a little smaller right there on the top. All right, Matthew, have a good day, buddy. Thank you. Where do we put the MPD?
Let that sit for a minute. I don't know. Let me take this off. I don't know if y'all could hear that difference in that. I'm a weirdo. I hear slight differences in stuff real easy. My vacuum cleaner, it just sounded like it was losing power. It didn't like die completely, but I could hear a difference in the way that motor was running. So I'm gonna let it cool off a second. Oh goodness, my cord's not hot, nothing like that. But that vacuum cleaner, it is it's not old, but it's old compared to how much usage it gets. It's got some hours on it. And I'd be lost right now if I didn't have my vacuum cleaner. I'd drag this thing out on the back porch. Get me a little bit of coffee. Look at chat here, y'all. All right, thank you everybody for coming in. That's it. Double tap that screen, hit that like button, give me some comments, all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate it. This one's not coming out too bad. I had the shape, but then I turned around. This was just, it's still, I mean, a touch big. That I think the head needs to be a little bit smaller for the bottom part of the body. And the hat, that's starting to work out good for me. Still got a touch of bark on there. We'll see how much of that stays when I sand it. I'm not going to take it no smaller. I'll round that edge just a little bit when I sand so it's not so sharp feeling. And then the top, where the center goes in, I'll clean this up just a little bit once I start sanding. But I'll probably leave just a little nipple right there with that hole, and that's a perfect spot to hook, to put a little hook to make it a little Christmas tree ornament or something. And then the bottom, I've rounded it over a little bit, but it's fairly flat. And then when I take it off the lathe and I sand off that little nipple, it should be better to where it could stand up by itself possibly. All right, Dylan, take it easy, buddy. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, Tim. Oh, no, turn that off. 7 o'clock. That's not too bad. I got a late start this morning. I said I didn't want to wake the grandkids up. The little boy, he woke up last time he was here. He woke up early and was not going back to sleep. Mimi, let's say this again. Mimi is not a morning person. There we go. So, she wasn't too happy at me. I mean, she wasn't grouchy or nothing with the youngins or nothing, but when I walked through the house, I got looked at sideways a few times. And that's funny too, because it's been about the past few days she's been waking up early, and I've been thinking it was my lives out here waking her up, or the dog scratching on the door or something waking her up. And she says no, just her body telling her it's time to get up. I said, hey, there you go, get up early in the mornings and get more stuff done. But again, she's not a morning person. I used to not be a morning person, but daggone them aches and pains. I can't sleep that long. The longer I stay in the bed, the more I hurt when I get up. I start tossing and turning. Thank you, Delaney. I start tossing and turning and flipping and flopping with all my aches and pains. And with my back, I'm a belly sleeper. I used to love to roll up on my side in my belly and curl up with that pillow and go to sleep. I can't do that no more. The way my back, the arch and everything, that hurts too bad. I have to lay flat on my back, and it's not even flat. It's more like a hospital bed kind of feel, because I got one of them sleep number beds. So my back's reclined up a little bit and my feet are reclined up a little bit. So I'm sleeping in like a little wedge, like a V almost. And that keeps me from tossing and turning, so to say. But no, my goofy butt still rolls over and tries to get on my belly. So that makes it hurt even more. So yeah. I'll go to bed semi-early, wake up super early, and get with it. That's all I can do. Yeah, probably. Uh, put them on the tree or put them on somebody's desk or something at work. Just something to add to the table, you know, for that time of the year for the spread, I guess. I got some trees I need to work on. Let me see if I can dig one out, y'all. Show y'all what I'm talking about. I have some dug out, but they're not done. This one, when did I do this one? Whoo, this one, damn it. Now, this was back when I first found Carbon Fusion, because this was in 2020 that I made this tree here. But let me see. It's hard to see it. It's my whimsical Dr. Seuss style Christmas tree. It's wind is blowing in the wind, you know what I mean? But it's this one's old. Can't see it good, but it's got some whitewash along the bases of it to make it look like snow on the tree. And then there's texture cut down in it, but I didn't cut it that deep. Like I said, this was one of my first ones, so that whole aspect carved deeper didn't really set in yet. But it's wired up with the little lights and a little battery pack back there. And let's see, battery. Oh, and the batteries still work. Let me see. Let me kill these lights real quick. All right, let me see where I'm going. This one is gonna be super bright in the camera right there, but it's green. I got a bunch of green lights drilled into it. But that's the fence board Christmas trees. Is you can do them with fence boards, but this one was turn that back on. This one was a 1x8, I think it's what it was when I started, and then I cut it all down and did my work to that. But I have a bunch of those in my box that I got to drag out and take to that event for the 22nd, because it's getting close to Christmas time, so they might sell. But I can't get to the rest of them right now. I have some that look a little better than that. The details just pops out better. Let's see. Then I have some that don't have any lights and stuff in them. Oh. Here we go. That scared the mess out of him, Grumpy. Whew. I about pooped my britches, as Jordy would say. Ha! All right, now this is another one. This is a cedar fence board one here. This one is out of a fence board, but I cut it down and did, you know, I like the flowy, wavy trees. I like it looking like it's got that motion. And I cut a little bit deeper in here, but there's no lights in this one. I did this one in 21. But I got a bunch of little trees like that with no lights, and then I have about 5 that are cut up that's got the lights in them. Some of them are solid strand and a few are multicolor. But I didn't have the multicolor light packs when I first started making them, because those will sell better. You know, the solid strand lights, if somebody likes green, they might buy it. Likes blue, they might buy it, you know. But multicolored, those are the sellers. It's not that bad up here. Outside, I ain't really been outside yet. I done got it up to 71 here in my shop. It was like 67 when I come out here, and it had a little chill, and I'm in my slides, so I turned the little heater on for a minute. But it's 56 outside. I hope the weather stays clear for next weekend. I think the 22nd's on a Saturday. I need that to be an awesome, just beautiful day. I don't care if I get sunburnt. It don't matter. I just don't want it to rain. That's when that grand opening for that Planet 13 is on Saturday, and I cannot wait for that. Ooh, hey, Grumpy's got some more good news for that. They're doing their I think I said something about it in my live the other night. I'm not sure. They're doing like 55% off store wide, all that good stuff to get a bunch of people coming in because it is their grand opening, as they put it. So it's gonna be lit, they say. But they're doing the first 50 customers, patients, and it's not customers, it's medical, so we got to say patients. But the first 50 patients up through there are going to get swag bags. And I talked to the manager, and let's see, where'd they go? Where did they go? Where did they go? I thought I had one out. Yeah, be right here. Okay. Now, I'm sure everybody knows Grumpy's channel. You know, Grumpy's channel. We got the awesome Grumpy sticker. Whoop, there we go. Okay. Well, anywho, those grab bags. I asked the manager lady. I said, hey, if I have enough stickers, would I be able to slip one of my stickers in each of those bags? And she says, yeah. And so I get to put a sticker in each bag. So that's 50 stickers, though. That dang near wipes me out in my stickers. I'm going to have to try to get some more ordered. But I get to put 50 stickers in there, and then I make my own business cards. Every's got those perforated edges, clean cut, print your own card systems, and so I ordered the paper and then print my own business cards. And I thought it was going to be too much, but I asked, would it be okay if I dropped the business card in there with the sticker? You know, if not, you know, just use some double-sided tape and tape a QR code for my channel on the back of the sticker. Yeah, no. She goes, oh no, you can put a business card in there. So like, oh sweet, that's just freaking awesome. So that's gonna put me out there a little bit more. I'll have my sticker and my business card in the first 50 bags. And then it's awesome. And then they got it set up with the state to where I can use the shop as a little bit of marketing. If somebody comes up to me while I'm outside set up out there trying to sell, if they buy one of my clips or anything, they go inside the shop and say, hey, yeah, I just bought something from Grumpy. They get to get a free pre-roll, you know. So it's awesome. It's crazy. It's going to be one heck of a ride because, like I said, I'm batshit crazy, full of anxiety, and this stuff really gets to me, but I'm trying to really break that. And this is just like, this is awesome. I'm a nervous wreck still, but it's awesome. Like I said, I got that first event under my belt, and I did good. You know, it wasn't a bust. I did real good for going and sitting. And granted, I sat all day long, but it was worth it. It's like I said, it's therapy. Grumpy's batshit crazy, and it's good therapy for me. But I've been babble. I'm gonna turn the vacuum back on, and definitely a good way to get customers. Yeah, well, see, with my business cards, I've always made my own business cards. Whether I make them out of card stock and then put them on a little paper slicer and cut them myself, they might be a little wonky and not quite the same, you know. But then I stepped up my game, and where'd they go? I stepped up and started buying these things here. It's just every clean edge technology business card deals. Here we go. That's what we need right there. It's they're pre-cut, and they don't leave, you know, dotted lines or nothing like that. It's a nice clean cut when you break them, so it looks professional. But you get 10 cards on a sheet, and there's like 90 in a pack. And I bought these, and I'll start running them through the printer. Hell, all the babbling, I can show y'all what I do with it. I don't think y'all seen my business cards. Don't much matter, but that's my wannabe business cards. I had some before, they just had all kind of crap over them, and I figured they was just way too busy, so I dialed it down to just plain and simple right there. And then I got my QR code on the back of the business card, and that'll take you to the YouTube channel, you know. So I'm gonna drop one of these and a sticker in each bag for 50 bags, you know. Boom. And so that'll be perfect because they'll get like, that's a cool sticker. Who the hell's that crazy old guy? And then they're like, oh, no, that must be who that is. Oh, let's go watch his channel. That's what I hope anyway. But I have to print out more cards. Um, I don't have, I have about 30 of them made, and I only have one more sheet of the paper, but I have a pack ordered. It should come in today along with my microphone. I got the, a little $30 wireless USB-C microphone. It's noise canceling. It's got 3 levels of noise cancellation on it. It's got the little fuzzy deal to go over it, the little windsock to keep the wind noise and stuff down. And so yeah, I ordered that, another packet of business cards, and the bushings to do the little chapstick kit that I got. I got a little kit that goes on your pin lathe setups to turn like a little holder for your chapstick. You know, it opens up and the chapstick slips in there and kind of locks into it, and then it's got a cap that removes and stuff, and you can still adjust it and all without taking the tube out. But I've had to get a bushings to do that, and so yeah, I ordered all that. Uh, Ordered it all the other day after the event. I told y'all when I did that event, I was putting that all back into the channel. I took all the money I made that day. I got me a new phone. My cell phone was just jacked up. I had to beat and bang on that daggum thing to make it work. And uh, I had to get a what is that, that Square app where you can do touch to pay. I lost a few sales because I didn't have no way to read cards or take cards, and so I looked into that, and Square app's got a little deal to where you can do your little cards over the phone. And so when I got the newer phone, it's just a little $39 phone, but it was new enough that I could take and with that Square app, I can tap a card to my phone and take credit card and debit cards out there now. So yes, I've stepped it all up. Like I said, I want Grumpy's laid back carvings to, I want that to be, I want that to be out there. I love what I do. I'm passionate about my roach clips, and I want everybody to know it. So this is just awesome. And stepping in with this dispensary like I am, it's a reputable dispensary throughout the state, and they're not only in Florida, they're all over the place. So this could be a big thing for Grumpy. That's what I'm looking at it like. I'm dreaming big with this, and like I said earlier, I'm grabbing that bull by the horns and riding the mess out of it. She's gonna throw me off until my back breaks. I'm damn near there, but dadgummit, I'm hanging on. Yes, sir. I am grateful that everybody's here. It means a lot. Y'all don't know. Without all the positivity from YouTube, there's no way my batshit crazy ass would be able to get out there and do this. There's no way. My buddy, Hedrick's Homegrown Aquatics, he pushed me real hard to get this going with the YouTube. And it's like every time I talk, he's like, man, you need to make a video. You need to make it. Man, don't nobody want to watch me do this stupid shit. There's people doing this. I ain't gonna care. And then I finally said, what the heck? Because then I wasn't doing as much work no more. I had so many clips made and was content, and it's like, well, I'm not selling a bunch. I don't need to make a bunch, and then all of a sudden, Robert Peters jumps into the group. We hooked up, and he's in California, and he's got some of his 420 pipes in a shop over there, and he's like, Grumpy, I got an offer, and then dang, boom, I got clips over there. Now granted, ain't got no sales from them yet, but shop's very new, and it's not a 420 straight up shop, so not everybody walking in there's looking for that kind of stuff, but it's got Grumpy in a store, so that's cool. I got 20 clips in cool California. So that started it. We got right there, and then I've always warmed my clips into the dispensaries when I go for my meds, and that's how I advertise. And I'm not that outgoing. I can't walk up into a room full of 10 people and just say, hey, who wants to buy a roach clip? That's just not me. I'm trying to get more outgoing like that, but not that crazy, I guess. But I don't make contact or talk unless I see somebody and make eye contact and they look puzzled or they initiate that conversation. And then that's how I would sell my clips. But then I walked into the 13th dispensary and they saw what I had, and then that's what started it again. They said, "Hey, would you be interested?" And I was scared to death, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. You know, we can try it at least once." And then I did that one, and you know, it was crazy, but again, it wasn't a flop. So it's like, "Hey, Grumpy, you can do this." So yeah, I'm set up for number 2. But yeah, again, you know, I wouldn't have. That's Grumpy's whole damn problem is self-esteem and confidence, you know, and I'm trying to gain all that back up and get back up there. But you know, I wouldn't have near none of what I got if it wasn't for y'all. So Grumpy greatly appreciates all the support, all of it. All right, babble. I had to let my vacuum cool down a little bit. I'm fixing to turn it back on, sand this edge over, because that right there, that's a hard edge right there. That crepe myrtle, I like that crepe myrtle. It holds good detail, but I got to soften that up just a touch, and then run through the grits. Like I said, you don't really see many tool marks in there, but it's just had for me. I'm gonna run through all the grits like I normally do, and then I'll run some of that polish over it, and we'll see how it goes. But thank you for listening to Grumpy's crazy story time. But that's just part of Grumpy. You know, like I said, I'm nervous, scared to death, all of the above. But this is what I've been wanting for a long time. So I cannot sit back and just let it pass me by. I got to do what I can do. But let me get my dust mask on, get another sip of coffee, and get with it. And my grandkids, I told them last time they was here that I'd get them a mask set up and we'd do some carving. I got my old razor mask, but my goofy butt hasn't blowed it out and set new cartridges in it yet, so hopefully they don't think about it. But if they bring it up, we'll do something. I'll carry them outside with the Populo and let them sand on something.
All right, here we go. We don't need to go that fast to sound. Got back out the way. Everything's good. Alright, I'm gonna go with 150. This won't take too long because
this won't take too long because, like I said, this daggum crepe myrtle, it turns pretty clean.
That edge right there, though, you gotta soften that up.
Thank you, Bones, and you help push me to do these lives. Everybody now, even my buddy at Homegrown Aquatics was telling me, you know, do them lives, but I was nervous. And then Bones, you kept talking about it in yours, and I was like, what the heck, you know, ain't nothing to it but to do it. So, here we are. Heck yeah, that's awesome, Runic. That was like Miss Francis when Miss Francis got hers. We've been watching her videos, and then all of a sudden I watched one. I said, I got an ad. I was like, uh-oh, I got another ad. Like, heck yeah, Miss Francis has got her ads going. So heck yeah, it's not gonna bother me. You know, some people don't like watching the ads, but that's part of it. That's what helps your channel. You know, you got to get a little bit of revenue because this daggum stuff, you know, some people work at their YouTube harder than they do a regular job. You know, it takes time and effort, you know, so heck yeah, that's awesome. And that's what the skip button's for. I'll watch a good portion of the ad and then I just skip, get on back to the show. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's funny when people start complaining about all the ads. It's like, dude, that's just a commercial. We used to not have the luxury of skipping them commercials when I was younger. You'd have to watch every dang gum thing. Hey, Miss Daisy. Now that's the only thing about the ads is when you're doing your lives, like if somebody's doing something and they're describing or explaining a step and you miss it because an ad pops up. But again, you can still go back and do the daggum replay if you missed something that was crucial. And I think some people set them up to where it's like an ad at the beginning and maybe one in the middle and one at the end and stuff like that. I don't know how you can do all the controls for it, but I know that's part of getting your revenue for your channel, so it's like, heck yeah, that's awesome. Put that back on the side there. We got with some 240. That's it, just a little commercial. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You got commercials on everything. You got them on Pandora, the TV, radio. That's advertising. That's business. Good morning, Alan. I hope your back's doing you better today, buddy. Hey, random. There you go. I'm always in the shop creating dust of some sorts, but it just depends on what kind of stuff. Like I said, doing these lives is kicking my butt, but I think it's a little bit of good physical therapy at the same time, because like I told y'all before, normally when I do a roach clip, I would turn on that thing for a little bit, and if I got a little spasm or a tweak, I would sit down. And it's like, oh no, that hurts, I gotta stop, but on the lives, I don't. I prop back and sit against my chair to take some of the weight off, but I don't stop completely. I think I'm building up my endurance for it a little, or my stamina, whatever you want to call it, a little bit more. I'm getting more muscle spasms in my back in the later part of the day, but it's not that detrimental yet,
It's not unbearable. That's what I'm trying to say. As I say, I hurt whether I just sit there and do nothing. So as long as it don't get worse than the wear, I can keep with it. If it gets too bad, then I'll try to. That's what I was talking about the other day. Maybe doing my lives like every other day or something like that. But I try to get in there every morning now, just to keep that routine. I get that routine going, and then it's like that's just I operate better that way. I guess it's with my ADHD stuff. I get a routine situated, then I function better. I think anybody functions better off a routine, but it truly helps my crazy ass. Snowman. You just gonna be a little Christmas tree ornament or a little desktop ornament? I did one yesterday, but I'm not done. I still gotta polish it, but this one looks more like the planter peanut guy. He's just, the body's too long and too egg shaped. But this is the first one I did for this year. I did this one out of Cedar. And then this one, he's a little more plump, a little better, you know. So we're getting there. Gotta warm back up with it. And then they don't take near as long. This one's taking me so long because I've been squirreling and babbling and all that. But once I get in the zone, you can batch these out pretty good. I started playing with them towards the end of Christmas last year, and like I said, I did about a dozen or so. And like I said, once you get at it, it don't take no time to run through and make them. And then I don't like to paint them. I like leaving them natural. I did a few and let the grandkids paint them last year, and I'll probably do the same thing this year. But they're not painting this one. Alright, that's 400. Whew, I hope my vacuum don't burn up. Ooh, that's hot. Alright, y'all. Get all that dust off of there. I did manage to turn the alarm off of most of my phones. I had them all buzzing and going off at one time. Hey, good morning, Josh. Time for the grains and the colors to come out. I got a little tool mark in that bottom edge, or the bottom side still. I can see it, but it'll be alright. Gotta order my hooks. I was making my hooks. Oh, I got to fix that real quick.
I can't sand that out. I won't be sanding that top. That's done. But it's just, hold on, I can't explain it. It won't take but a second right here. There we go. A little bit of sandpaper over that little spot. I'll probably get away with just the 600. Where I trued up the edge right there, I don't know if y'all could see it through the camera at the angle, but it kind of beveled up and then beveled up again, and I just wanted one little mark right there, and that'll be basically a guide for the hook to hang it. I just had to clean that top up a little bit better. It wasn't as clean as I wanted it. There we go. And then I didn't go with the finer grits like I normally do. I didn't realize that till just now. Oh well. Still, it's like I said with this crepe myrtle though, it sands or it dang near polishes up as you cut it if your tool's sharp enough. Need a little more polish on there. Take that down into the top right there. Oh, it don't matter, boss man. If you go live, go live. I'll jump in there and catch you when I get out or something. That's one thing. There's so many of us in this community, and it's growing so big between the resin workers, the woodworkers, the turners, the power carvers. It's just it's hard to jump on and nobody not be on. That's why I started doing mine so early in the morning. Was one, it was about the only time I could schedule a routine around here without interfering with my my real life routines, I guess, because I didn't want the YouTube to get in the way of doing my stuff around the house or nothing like that. So early morning lives work good for me. But yeah, man, you get live, just go live when you can. Oh goodness, what you doing with your old lathe? You gonna put it back in the or back under the, or not, back in its cabinet? There you go. You had your lathe. I liked how you had that lathe cabinet set up. Say if you don't trade off that other lathe, you keep it and set it up for if you get hard and heavy into doing your lathe stuff and start playing with that epoxy, set your other lathe up as a sanding and buffing station. There you go. You can do them pins on a big old lathe. That's the thing, you know. That's what I kind of wish I would have went for something bigger when I bought this one, but I didn't know what I was looking for in a lathe because I've never played with one. But now that I've played with one, there's a lot of little things that I know to look out for in my next one. Because yeah, I'm definitely wanting to step up and get me a better one. I love this one. It does its job, but I do want to do bigger stuff. And even the smaller stuff is okay to do on here, but it's like, let's say, vases or something, just that that hollowing out, you're really digging and grinding and putting a lot of pressure on the piece because you're just working so long. And this little old motor just, it's not going to take it. I know it won't take too much of bigger pieces. So yeah, I want a bigger one that's got a reverse to where I can reverse it. And then I want one where the headstock has got those, I don't know what you call it, but it's where it locks. You can lock your headstock in place to like take your chuck and stuff off, but at the same time it locks in certain degrees all the way around like the stock, like a clock. You know, my goofy butt, I don't know what you call that, but I want one that does that. With the reverse and a heck of a lot bigger motor, because like I said, that daggum thing could be 6 foot long and stuff, and you could still turn something this small on it, you know. So yeah, always go bigger on those anyway. That's what I feel now. Hey, British. What is that? I don't have my reading glasses on. British fam going wild. Good morning. Or let's see, probably good afternoon for you, I reckon. Thank you for stopping by. A little more pressure. This thing will quit stalling on me. I'm just going through rubbing that wax and stuff in there real good and taking the excess on off, and this piece will be done. I'll have to polish the little nipple off on the bottom where the live center or the center went through, but pow. Alright, y'all. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're out. Oh, don't drop them, damn it. That was my good glasses, and I just dropped them on the floor, face down. Gotta love it. Alright, now put these off to the side before I scratch them up some more. Whew. Alright. Let's see. I didn't finish up too bad. Took me forever in a day. I talk too damn much. A little spot of bark on there still. Give it a little character. I like that. That finished up good. And I said right here, it's almost perfectly flat. It's a slow taper, so I'll sand that down, that little nub off right there. And then that right there is what I didn't like earlier. It was layered. It went flat, bumped up, and then bumped up again. So I brought it down and just tried to have one taper. And what I'll do right here is it's a little off shape because it wasn't true. So I'll take it like that and get it nice and flat, but still have that little bump. Then I'll put my little hook in there to hang. Let's see, like that little guy right there. And then my daggum cheap self, I ain't bought no hooks yet, so I'll have to make a little deal. I took my dab spoons that I use and bent me a loop around one end and had me a little shank and then clipped it off and then tapped that down in there with some epoxy. It works. But yeah, that's what we got. Oh goodness, I said I had a late start this morning. I'm not really gonna probably get into turning nothing much no more after now. My dog should be beating on the door. Grandkids are here, so they're piled up in the bed with the kids. They don't want to leave their sides. They love it when the kids come over. That's about the only reason they ain't beating on the door yet. Oh, and I will definitely be working in the next few days on getting my broadcasting set up, whatever you want to call it, for the lives tuned in better. I said I got the 2 phones that I don't use as phones to be straight up cameras, so I'll be able to keep those mounted. And then I got the microphone the microphone coming, and then I think I have the OBS figured out. I did a private live yesterday, playing with it, getting my music in the background, and the first player I set up and had going, you had to have the computer turned up to where you could physically hear the volume of the player in order for it to capture and go through to the system. And that wasn't working, because that was creating an echo and a bunch of crazy noise. And so I played with it again, got another playlist set up going. I haven't gone live with it to see how it sounds or if it's broadcasting, but looking at OBS, there's a little equalizer deal in the middle of it that shows you your volumes bouncing back and forth, and you can see the playlist, and it's steadily jumping like there's stuff going, but you can't hear nothing in the room. So I'm assuming that it's broadcasting through. I just have to get the camera set back up and go from there. But when I have that going, hopefully it'll work out to where when I'm carving or I'm spinning, you won't hear the vacuum or stuff anymore. I'm hoping once I get that set up, it'll just be some low background music. It'll be like the musics I put in my videos. Actually, I'll go through and make a whole bunch of new songs just for the lives and run them through a playlist. But kind of how Perry sets his up, that's what I want to do, because that's grumpy. That's the way I've been doing my videos forever, and I want to pull that into the live. And I know not everybody likes that tool sound and that vacuum sound, and then especially whenever I get in there and do start slowing the piece down, it'll start squalling in these centers, and that's like a daggum nail on chalkboard. So yeah, it won't be long. I'll have it set up, and we'll have to see how it goes from there. I'll go through and get everybody's feedback and see how they like the volume levels and stuff like that, and get her going. That's the game plan anyway. So heck yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to shut this off and go ahead and start cleaning up. That way when the kids wake up, I can play Grumpy. Grumpy always makes muffins for everybody. So let's get out of there. That's not all my stickers, y'all. I need more stickers too. Somebody, y'all got stickers, send me stickers. I'll send stickers back. Oh, I have about 10 extra right now. My inside of here is a mess. But I have to order some new stickers when I get some more money again. But all these channels up in here, y'all, these are some awesome creators. Y'all need to go check out their channel. I don't have a link in this setup, but if you go to my playlist and look at the most recent mail calls or sticker videos, I think it's about the last 3 sticker videos, I put everybody's link in my description. So all these awesome channels up here are in my description for the last sticker videos. But yeah, y'all go check them all out. Got a lot of cool people out there. Awesome daggum community. And yeah, it's cool. And then there's just my mess. Y'all want to see my mess? It's a mess. This is where I put most of my go-to burrs, my cut saws anyway. Then I got a little block down here that holds a bunch. There's a little block right there. This is like when I go outside, I'll put some in there and go sit out back. My clips is in one can. My stir sticks is in a can. Now this, not too many people see this. This is awesome. Call me a giddy little schoolgirl or whatever you want to say. But I feel like a Jordy Johnson roadie. I love that guy's channel. Anything he does, anything he carves, it cannot go wrong in my eyes. I just, call me biased. I don't know what you want to say. But y'all, what I'm getting at is I won this in the Kindred Spirits New Year, New Leaf Challenge. And this is special for me right here. It's a little janky. The knob right here doesn't work to adjust the RPM no more, so it's at 1 speed and that's it. And then the foot pedal, every now and then when you turn it on, it don't want to work. You got to kind of tap on it. There's a loose connection in there for the wiring, but I don't want to take it apart and mess it up, because what I'm getting at is Mr. Jordy Johnson himself has used this power carver. He's held on to this right here and created wood spirits and stuff with it. So when I won this, I was like, oh snot. I was ecstatic. But I got this, and then if y'all saw his recent videos where he's carving those old antique cedar floats, he's carved one that has a eagle head on there with an abalone shell in the eye. I got that and this carver as the prize package in that challenge. And yeah, that's just also. But yeah, and then again, all my cool stuff in here. That's my junk of sticks and stirs and everything. Alcohol to clean my junk, more junk. This, I'm doing this for Miss Francis. I ain't finished with that. That's just gonna take me some time. I gotta do that on my own. I gotta be patient and go slow. But all right, y'all, babble. Y'all have an awesome Sunday. Y'all stay safe, and God bless everybody. And again, stay safe. Thank y'all so much.